Hi yogis, welcome to Yoga TX. My name is Savannah and today we are going to be practicing a foundational Vinyasa flow. This practice can be used to warm you up in the morning, re-energize you in the middle of the day, or just whenever you feel like your blood's a little bit stuck and not quite circulating right. We're going to be starting at the top of our mat. Feet are going to be about hip width apart. Allow the knees to rest easy, not locking any joints out, having a micro bend in them if you need to. Open your palms out wide, facing forward. Tuck the chin in a little bit, lengthen through the spine. As you take a deep inhale in, sweep the arms overhead, lifting the gaze. Exhale as you bend the knees, folding forward. Allow the gaze to drop behind the legs. You can rest the arms at your side or maybe grab opposite hands to opposite elbows. Wherever you're at, allow the knees to be bent as much as needed so that your chest can melt fully on toward your thighs. Allow the weight of the head to drop towards the ground as you shake it out yes and no. With an inhale, begin to straighten the legs, bring the hands towards the shin, reach the crown of the head forward as you drop the gaze down. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump the feet to the back of the mat to find a top of a push-up plank position. Here we'll inhale forward, exhale, squeeze the elbows in, coming all the way down towards the ground. The tops of the feet will press into the mat. As you squeeze the elbows together, plant the hands, lift the heart up a little bit. Allow your next exhale to tuck your toes, shift the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. Here we want to have our fingers spread out as wide as we can so that even in between our knuckles are making contact with the mat. Begin to root the heels down, bending the knees as much as needed, releasing the chin towards the chest. Begin to deepen your breath, feeling the inhale spread from east to west, and allowing the exhale to reach your heart down a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale, look at the fingertips. As you exhale, step or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the shin, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, bend the knees, find a forward fold. Releasing the weight of the head. Shake it out, yes and no. Allow the knees to bend as you inhale all the way up to straightening. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving just like that, one breath, one body movement. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shin. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump the feet back to the mat and lower. Tops of the feet pressing into the ground. Inhale, open the heart, press into the palms. Exhale, tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Allow the knees to pedal out, bending and straightening opposite legs. Pressing firmly through the palms and using that pressure to rest the collarbones away from the ears. Rooting both heels into the mat. Inhale, look at the fingertips. Exhale, step or jump the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, unfold. Releasing the weight of the head. Taking deep breaths into the upper back. Allow that left knee to stay bent as you plant the left hand. Begin to straighten the right leg as you inhale, reach up through the right fingertips for a twisted forward fold. On an exhale, release the right hand down, right knee bent. Inhale, left leg straighten, left fingertips reach up. And on an exhale, release the left hand down. Find your forward fold. Allow your arms to come behind the legs, opposite hands to opposite elbows. On an inhale, straighten the legs. As you exhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back. Inhaling up to a chair position. See if you can sit the hips low without the knees crossing over the toes. If you notice an arch in your lower back, slightly pull the pelvis forward and sit a little bit deeper. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale as you reach back with the right hand. Inhale up to center. Exhale, left hand behind. Inhale up, straighten the legs. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the legs back, and vinyasa through as you lower down, open up, and shift back. Realign the feet about hips width apart. As you inhale, reach up through the right heel, right leg lifts. Keep the toes pointing down so that the hips stay squared and one side of the pelvis doesn't lift higher than the other. Keeping your squared hips, see if you can lift the heel a little bit higher. Nice. Bend the right knee. Stack the hips. See if you can pull opposite heel to opposite glute. Pressing evenly through both palms. Maybe you take a look underneath your left shoulder, see if you can find your right toes. On an inhale, reach that right leg up and back. Exhale as you guide that foot to the top of the mat. The back knee will drop down and you'll find a low lunge. With an inhale, bend the elbows, open the arms out wide into cactus. As you exhale, plant the hands around the right foot. Shift the hips towards the left heel. You'll notice the right toes might pop off the mat. That's fine. Just keep that back as straight as you can and those hamstrings stretching. Wants to hold the breath and see if you can intentionally guide it forward. Consciously inhaling and consciously exhaling. With an inhale, rock the weight of the body forward into a low lunge. Exhale, plant the left hand. Inhale, reach up through the right fingertips for a twisted lunge. Visualize stacking the shoulders and squeezing yourself in between two buildings. Allow your next exhale to release the right hand to the mat. Tuck the left toes and step the right foot back to vinyasa through. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift up through the left heel. Keeping those toes pointed down so we can keep our hips squared. Lift through the inner thigh. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, stacking the hips, drawing opposite heel to opposite glute. Check that you're pressing evenly through both palms And then take a little peek underneath your right shoulder. See if you can find your left toes. As you inhale, lift that left leg back up and straight. Exhale, guiding it forward. Allow the right knee to drop. Inhale, reach the arms out wide, bending the elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades together. On an exhale, wrap the hands around the left foot. Shift the hips back. Allow the left toes to peel off the mat. Maybe you notice you need to walk your fingertips back a little bit to keep that leg straight and the spine straight. Maybe you choose to sit up straight and just press into the thigh. Find your version of this pose and begin to breathe into it. It doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as it feels like something is being shifted. On an inhale, rock the weight of the body forward into a low lunge. Exhaling as you place the right hand down onto the mat. Inhale, reach the left hand up, stacking the shoulder blades, squeezing yourself in between those two buildings. And on an exhale, release that left hand down. Step that left foot back by tucking the right toes and taking a vinyasa through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the fingertips. Exhale, tiptoe the toes forward, bending the knees as much as needed. Sit the hips low, bending the knees. Inhale as you reach the arms up, find your chair pose. Checking in line with our knees, make sure that they're just over the ankles, not over the toes. And then slightly shifting our pelvis to carve the arch out of our lower back, engage the core. Reach up, look up. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump the feet to the back of the mat to take another vinyasa through. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Keep that left knee lifted. With an inhale, reach the arms up. Find warrior one lunge. Spreading the right toes wide. Bring your hands down towards your hips so that you can tilt that pelvis again, straightening the spine, increasing the stretch in the left hip flexor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the gaze. Begin to seal that left heel down as you reach the arms wide into warrior two. Right fingertips reaching forward, left reaching back. Take a couple of breaths, reaching way too far forward and way too far back. Finding an even spot in the middle. Lifting our spine up from there and nailing our gaze over our middle finger. See if you can stay stable with your breath and your gaze. If the arms get tired, just reach them out a little wider. On an inhale, straighten both legs, pivoting the toes to face the side of your mat. From here, we're gonna bring our hands behind our back, clasping the hands if that feels okay on our wrists. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the gaze, puffing out your chest proud. As you exhale, dive forward, bringing those hands towards your head for a nice shoulder opener. The knees can be bent as much as they need to be. See if you can bring your chest and chin together and allow the weight of your hands to open the shoulders. Exhale, release the hands a little deeper. As you inhale, bring the hands towards the hips. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees and lift up. Exhaling as you pivot the toes towards the back of your mat. Take a bend in the left knee, allowing the right heel to pop off the mat. We're going to inhale right into our warrior one lunge on the other side. Maybe bringing our hands down to our hips to tilt our pelvis, elongate our spine, and increase the stretch in our right hip flexor. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Begin to rotate the right heel down. Open the arms out wide, left fingertips reaching forward, right reaching back, and again taking a couple breaths to reach way far forward, fall way far back. And then finding an even spot in the middle, palms facing down. Shift your gaze over your middle finger, relying the stability of your mind to be with your breath. And if your arms get tired, just remember they're alive. Reach them a little bit further. With an inhale, straighten the front leg. As you exhale, pivot to the side of your mat, feet facing forward. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale as you lean to the right. Bring that gaze right underneath your left arm, lifting up through the spine, shining our heart towards the ceiling. And an exhale, reach up straight. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lean to the left. Reaching our gaze underneath our right arm this time. Lengthening through the spine. Staying tall. On an exhale, come up. Inhale, reach back. Exhaling, hands to the hips. Take a look towards the top of your mat. Take both feet forward and shake everything out. Moving through some balancing postures to reconnect our mind and our body, making it a little bit more intense on the connection there. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Right knee can stay bent. Bring that right hand over the right leg and see if you can start to feel your core engage as you lengthen up. Remember what we said about our hips staying squared. Make sure one side of the pelvis is not lifting higher. Maybe you need to drop that right hip down. Release the right hand. Take an inhale as you lift the right knee up. Exhale as you take the right leg underneath and behind you for warrior three with arms alongside the body. You don't have to get very deep into this pose. You just have to get deep enough to feel something. As you feel like you're about to lose the balance, come back towards your breath. Inhale, lift the right heel a little bit higher, drop the torso. Exhale as you bend the right leg, plant it back onto the mat. Shake the left ankle out, releasing any tension. Find your stability once again. Just like that on the left side, inhale, reach the left leg up. Plant the left hand on the left knee, squaring our hips, making sure they're even. Feel the core engage, lengthen through the spine. Releasing our left hand from our knee. Inhale, lift it a little higher. Exhale as you release it under and behind you for warrior 3 with arms alongside the body. Rooting back towards your breath and picking one spot on the floor or the wall to gaze at. As you inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, release, sit onto the mat. Shake the right ankle out. Nice. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump the feet to the back of the mat and take a vinyasa through. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift through the right heel. Exhale, slowly step that foot forward. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, seal the back heel down, find warrior 2 with arms open wide. As you inhale, release the left hand towards the left thigh. Reaching that right arm over your head, palm facing down. Feel the body lengthen in the front, arch in the back. On an exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step that right leg back, maybe keeping that heel lifted as you vinyasa through. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift through the left heel. Exhale as it steps forward. Back heel stays lifted as you inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, seal the back heel down, find warrior 2 with arms open wide. Releasing that right hand on the right thigh. Inhale, lift the left hand overhead, palm facing down. Continue lengthening in the front of the body, arching in the back. On an exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step that left foot back, again with the option to keep it lifted as you vinyasa through. From downward facing dog, inhale, look at the fingertips. Exhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling into your fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, reach the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands come to heart center. Press the thumb into the chest. Feel the breath. Notice the energy in the body. The increase of awareness. And beginning from that point, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump the feet back, and stay in that top of a push-up plank position. From here, we're just gonna shift onto the right knife edge of our foot. Your feet can be staggered or they can be stacked, so whatever you're more comfortable with. As you inhale, reach the left hand overhead. Feel the shoulders stack on top of one another. Keep lifting the gaze. Exhale that left hand down to plank. Inhale, left knife edge of your foot. Same thing here. Feet can be staggered or they can be stacked. As you inhale, reach the right hand up. Maybe lifting the gaze. On an exhale, release the right hand down. Come towards your knees and release the hips towards the heels. Reaching those arms forward, drop the weight of the head. Draw the toes together as the knees open up. Find a deep child's pose here. And see if you can start to slow down the breath. Watching your mind as you go from movement to stillness. Begin to walk the fingertips over towards the right side of the mat, stretching through the left side body. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then shifting the hands over to the left. Taking deep inhales into the right side body. Exhaling all the air out of the lungs. Inhale the fingertips back to center. As you exhale, release the weight of the body onto one side of the mat so that you can swing the legs out in front of you. Allow your right knee to bend, pulling the heel towards your hip. Make sure there's about a hip width distance in between your foot and your leg. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, pivot the torso facing the right. You can stay here, or you can bring the left arm on the outside of the right knee. If you'd like to be here, you can walk the right fingertips out. Stay tall as you twist and gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale as you unwind. Exhale as you release the right foot out. Same thing with the left side. Inhale, bend the left knee. Make sure there's about a hands width distance in between the left foot and the right leg. First, lengthen through the spine, reach the arms up. And on an exhale, pivot towards the left. You can relax the arms here, or you can fix the right elbow on the outside of the left leg. Wherever you're at, think about growing through the spine and then looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, unwinding, releasing both legs forward. Inhale as you reach the arms overhead, shaking yourself out of your hip sockets. Exhaling as you reach your heart towards your toes, relaxing the hands alongside the body. You can pull your chin towards your chest, lengthen the back of the neck. Allow the knees to bend as much as they need to. Taking 2 more deep breaths. Inhale as you lift the torso. Exhale as you scoot yourself forward, releasing the back onto the mat. One of the best things to energize us is back bends. Anytime you're feeling kind of stagnant, we want to arch the back and get some movement along the spine. So here we're going to go through a couple bridge poses. Place the palms down. As you inhale, lift the hips up, reach up, and then wiggle the fingertips underneath the lower back so that the hands can clasp and reach towards the heels. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the back. Take a couple deep breaths here. Chin towards the chest. Inhale as you release the hands, lift the heels. Exhale, slowly lower the back towards the mat. Nice. Countering that pose with knees into the chest, round the back. Bring your nose as close as you can towards your knees. Give yourself a little hug. And relax onto the mat. Giving yourself a nice 1 to 5 minute Shavasana. Allowing your body to digest everything you just inputted into your system. And allowing the mind to rewire itself back towards the breath. If your mind has wandered, guiding it back towards your inhales and your exhales. Begin to reconnect with your breath. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhaling the knees into the chest as you wrap the arms around them. With a soft gaze or your eyes closed, gently help yourself back up to seated. Noticing the quality of the mind, the quality of the breath, the quality of the body. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhaling the hands towards the heart. Know that you are only ever one yoga class away from feeling better, from feeling more yourself. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. Again, my name is Savannah on Yoga TX. Maybe spend a couple moments just noticing how the body feels, how there's a slight buzz in the nervous system. And then try to carry that same quality with you throughout the rest of your day. Knowing each inhale and each exhale is a new beginning. See you again. Just reaching our lower belly down to our thighs. As you inhale, reach the hands out. As you exhale, release the hands on the outsides of the legs. If you feel any strain, feel free to bend the knees as much as needed. And gently tuck the chin towards the chest.